Welcome, Trystan Colon, to ESPN Digital, ESPN Deportes Digital. And Trystan, tell us how you felt with the Arizona Cardinals.
I love it. I love it. It's great. It's a great team. We're a lot of close knit group. Obviously, the weather's beautiful out here. Um, it's it's everything that I could have hoped for.
And this season, you've gotten to play quite a bit. So, how has it felt for you? It was a little bit because of Will Hernandez's getting injured, maybe, but how have you felt personally?
I felt great. Obviously, it's kind of one of those bittersweet. You see a guy go down that's one of your brothers. You never want to see that happen ever. But when those kind of things happen, you always got to be, the next person ready to go. And I was glad that I got my opportunity. Obviously, I've been around. This is my fifth year. This is the most I've got to play in my 5 years being in the league. So I loved the opportunity, and I've really enjoyed it.
And this win, particularly on week 15 over the Patriots, kind of was it has opened up possibilities perhaps of the playoffs. Tell us what it's kind of a jump start for the Cardinals.
You know, uh, we're not even kind of worried about those kind of stuff. We're just week by week, focus on what we can control and go about it one game at a time. If that's in the works for us at the end, it'll happen. But all we can control is the next game, and so we're focused on Carolina Panthers.
Now, tell us about your cultural heritage. Your parents come from Puerto Rico or came from Puerto Rico. Tell us about
Yeah,
that.
so Boricua through and through. I always Boricua para que tú la sepa, all the way growing up. My mom and dad are both from Juanadilla. They're high school sweethearts. I grew up. My dad passed away when I was very young, when I was about 1, 2 years old. Um, going back to Puerto Rico, I was always super close with all my primos and primas. I would always stay with my tío, my abuela Hilda, abuela Bruni, all that. Eating there. My grandma would always be making breakfast, big breakfast sandwiches, stuff like that. Arroz con bichuela, pernil, whatever you name it. I was super blessed coming in, to a heritage, a culture like that. I got to take my family back last summer. I got to take my fiance and all three of my beautiful kids. We stayed in San Juan, taking my kids to Old San Juan, taking them around, go to Cabo Rojo, catching some waves. I love it. I'm very prideful about it being Boricua, Puerto Riqueño for everybody else. So, it means a lot to me.
And you can tell that you are very proud. You always say El Boricua, you have your flag on your social media. Especially your mom bringing you up, what did she transmit to you of your culture that now you carry with you and are teaching your kids?
The one that to always be prideful and be proud of who you are. Not everybody's gonna like everything you do. Not everybody's gonna be, have be proud of it. But if you're gonna do something, do it at 100% and always have no regrets. She's always talking about, in Puerto Rico, how prideful the people are and how close knit group. And especially I know like with my family stuff, how close knit we all are. So that's always been something I've tried to carry on, especially into the football world.
And what does it mean? Because there aren't that many Puerto Ricans, especially not many Latinos, and then not many Puerto Ricans in the NFL. So, what does that mean to you to be one of them, to be special?
It means a lot, actually. I've talked with a couple people already back on the island. I would love to try and get a camp set up. Obviously, I know with the temperature, and it makes it a little bit harder. and the off season, where my time is because how hot it is during there, trying to get kids and pads and things like that. But I would love to be able to set that new wave. Not just for Puerto Ricans, but all Latinos. Play more football. But speaking about Puerto Rico specifically, it'd be really cool because I know it's not a big, super popular sport. I'd love to bring the popularity back to the island. I know my family and a lot of family and friends back on the island that cheer me on, and so I would love it. I'm very prideful about it in the sense of I'm proud to be Puerto Rican. I'm proud to be one of the only ones in the NFL. I think I'm the only 100% Puerto Rican in the NFL. And so, I take that, I wear it on my sleeve literally. And so I take that very personal.
You have a tattoo of the flag.
Yeah, so I actually have a whole thing here. So I've got the flag. I've got El Coqui, which you find El Yunque on the island. Flor de Mango, which is the country's flower. And then I have El Moro from the capital.
Wow.
Yeah, so I've got a whole thing on it.
And then you have your father's name.
And then I've got Eddie Berto on the inside of my arm. He passed away when I was a baby. It's one of those things, I don't know a lot about him. I don't remember a lot of things about him, but all the things I'm told, I'm proud. I'm proud that he was my dad.
And I read in an article that your mom, Nesa Rosario, says that you have your father's smile.
Yeah, she says that a lot. She said it's what got me in trouble and kept me out of trouble.
Sorry. Speaking of being Latino, so there's Will. We mentioned Will Hernandez being a Mexican American. Roy Lopez is also on the Cardinals. Yeah. Elijah Wilkinson was last year with the team. Yeah. So do you guys have sort of a special connection when it comes to maybe Hispanic Heritage Month or just in general? Do you share some connection?
We definitely share a connection. Again, there's not a lot of Latinos in the league. So we're definitely a group that talks to each other and push and joke with one another a little bit more than others. But yeah, for sure.
And just quickly, so you were Trystan Colon, but for quite a long time, you were Trystan Colon Castillo, but now you've changed back to Trystan Colon.
Yeah.
Right. What was the reason for the change?
So this might ruffle a little bit of people's feathers, but I'm glad I got asked this. I have a lot of people ask me, and this will give me an opportunity to kind of clear the air. So Colon is Eddie Berto, my dad's last name. Castillo was my stepdad's last name. So my mom had got remarried when I was about 5-6 years old, and he had adopted me. When I was about 11, 12 years old, they got a divorce. He kind of vanished from my life at that kind of point. But when I was going through, college recruiting, everybody kind of always knew me as Castillo, so I always left it in my name. Kind of once I got to college, I didn't want my father's memory to be forgotten, especially for a man that I didn't have any kind of relationship with anymore. So I wanted to make sure that Colon was there. And then now that I have kids, I wanted my kids to have the same last name as my dad and all my family back home. So I'm just Colon and my kids are Colon.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah. Okay. So the mystery is solved.
Yeah.
Okay. Any kind of a message that you want to send to fans, that really follow you? I've read really, good things about you. People really do follow your career.
All I'd like to say is I really do appreciate the support, and I'm thankful that I've got a little bit of a following that you guys follow and always cheer me on wherever I've been and wherever I go. It really does mean a lot to me. I know it's really cool to my kids. They were at a Cardinals game a couple weeks ago, and there were some Puerto Ricans at the game that had noticed the last name and told my kids. how awesome their dad was, and that's really a cool moment for me to get to hear later on from them. So again, from the bottom of my heart, I really do appreciate all the support and all the love from you guys, and it means a lot.
Y también, Trystan, un mensaje para tu familia en Puerto Rico y para tu mamá en español.
Para todo, gracias por todo. Te quiero mucho y I'll see you guys soon. Yeah.
Muy bien. Are you teaching your kids Spanish?
My mom is teaching my kids Spanish more than I am. You know, that's abuela's job. You know what I mean?
Does she live with you guys?
She lives in the same hometown where we live. Okay. So we live back in Missouri. She lives like 15 minutes from the house. She's one of the first babysitters we call. She's always one of the first people to come over and help out whenever. So, abuela nene.
Oh, so you stayed in Missouri, always Missouri, since you grew up, and so you want them to grow up there too?
That's the plan right now. It might change later on. I'm a big Florida guy. I do love the weather. I got some family in Orlando. I'd love to get out there, but we'll see what happens. Both of me and my fiance's families both live within like 30 minutes of where we live at Missouri. So it makes it a lot easier for them to be able to help her with the kids when she needs it.
Also, just to ask you quickly, so Roy Lopez is one of the Cardinals that are on the Pro Bowl ballot. Yeah. So what does it mean when you see, wow, my teammates are doing the work and are getting recognized?
It's awesome, especially if he gets into the Pro Bowl, to be able to see another, Latino get into the Pro Bowl. That's another step for the whatever's next in the process of trying to spread the game around the world.
All right. Well, thank you, Trystan Colon, and for taking the time and for chatting with us in 2 languages.
I try. Yeah, gracias por eso.
Gracias a ti, and we hope to see you soon.
Thank you.